Hi guys, the video today is 5 mistakes that I made when I first started bodybuilding. So first one is having a bad diet. Now I think most people kind of fall into this. They start weight training but their diet's quite poor. They're not eating enough protein and their food quality is rather low. I did this personally. So when I first started training, I upped my food and I kept upping my food, but the actual quality of the food wasn't that good. So although I looked bigger and I was stronger, I wasn't really growing a hell of a lot of muscle because the protein intake and the quality of that protein intake was just not that great. So that's kind of one thing that I feel as though most people need to address when they first get into bodybuilding or training or trying to grow muscle, is that just ensure the nutrition is on point. I actually think that a lot of people in general just undereat protein. So I actually think a lot of people could probably grow more muscle or look better just by eating more protein. So that's definitely something that I would focus on when getting into the gym. Again, I find most people when they start training, they do what's known as a bro split. So they have like a leg day, a back day, a chest day, a shoulder day, an arm day. The problem with this is you can quite often end up with quite an uneven body. So when you look at it from when you split the body upper and lower, the body will be getting 4 workouts a week of upper body and only 1 workout a week of lower body. So straight away in most people this will cause lower leg development to not be as good as upper body development. So one thing that I wish that I'd have done when I first got into training is just evened out my training a little bit more to something similar, if not exactly the same as what I am doing now, which is upper and lower. Although I do add an arm day in on a Saturday, which is just isolation movements, and I'll also add calves in then as well. So the format how I train now, over 4 weeks, I will do 6 upper body workouts and 6 lower body workouts. Now, I feel as though if I'd have done that from day one, my physique would have been much better, as I feel as though just the frequency is so much better doing it that way. Okay, here's one that I think so many people do, and that's waste money on supplements. I hate to think how much money that I wasted on supplements, thousands of pounds when I first got into it. And you go on certain websites and it says you need this and you need that and this does this, and you get sucked into this hype. And in reality, I think you have to look at, first of all, health supplements. So before you even look at like creatine and protein powders and all that kind of stuff and pre-workouts, you want to be looking at actual health supplements. So things like omega-3, vitamin D, zinc, magnesium. I feel as though those are far more important. I found with coaching clients myself that if I get someone's body healthy, that they will progress so much quicker. Yes, stuff like creatine and protein powders and even pre-workouts have a place and can work and can really help with progression, but getting the body healthy is far more important than adding in those supplements. And to be honest, the reason why a lot of people are out of shape is because they are lacking in certain micronutrients, certain vitamins and minerals. Okay, number 4. So I don't feel as though I aligned my training with what I wanted to achieve. So when I first got into weight training, I wanted to look like a bodybuilder. I wanted to grow muscle. Yes, I wanted to be strong too. And mistakes that I made was doing 1 rep maxes and just doing 2 low reps in the gym. And yes, that can be fun. It's testing your strength and whatnot. But at the same time, doing a 1RM or a 2RM or a 3RM, it doesn't really do a hell of a lot for your actual physique development. So I feel as though I should have kept my reps more kind of 8+. And don't get me wrong, even a couple of years ago, I was still doing as low as 6 reps. But I feel personally for me that I struggle to connect with a muscle doing reps that low. So now I kind of keep my reps 8 and above. It helps me stay away from injuries, and I still try and develop strength in that rep range, but I just feel as though it has a much better effect on my actual physique development. Okay, here's one that so my dad actually took me to my first bodybuilding show when I was very young, and there was no such thing as men's physique. And I never competed in men's physique. So I really wanted to compete at a young age, but I just felt as though I wasn't big enough, and partly that was due to some of the things that I've already said in this video. And partly was because I feel as though my dad would almost frown upon me doing men's physique as, you know, his board shorts, and there's a certain stigma attached to it. Now, I've got nothing wrong with guys that do men's physique, and I've coached guys that do men's physique, and they can still look phenomenal. Not everyone wants to be absolutely huge, but I kind of wish that I'd have competed at a younger age to learn how to diet and how to basically learn about how to diet and learn mentally what you've got to go through. So the point 5 is really, I steered away from competing because I thought I wasn't big enough. But the good thing about federations nowadays, you've got such things as classic, you've got men's physique. With the women, you've got bikini and trained bikini, and you can start off low and just move up. So one thing that I definitely wish I would have done would have been to start in men's physique, and I feel as though that would have given me a good entry into learning about competing, what it takes mentally, what it takes in terms of dieting, meeting new people in the industry, and I just feel as though that would have been a great thing to do. But it actually took me about 10 years before I did my first show, and it was fantastic. And you know, it's been quite a while now since I competed due to current circumstances in the world, but I'm really looking forward to get back on stage again. And yeah, it's you know, it's something that I do miss, and yeah, so hopefully shows will be back on later in the year. But yeah, hopefully that helps, guys. I'm glad I've got these points across, and you might be able to do something with them.